Merck. It's a pharmaceutical company. A case study about river blindness. The Let's face it, Merck has been around for a very long time. It's a billion-dollar company, as the case study shows. It was already a billion-dollar company in the 70s, um, with the patents that it had for basically three drugs. Um, the case study breaks down an overview of Comcast. Wow, wrong company. Um, Merck's um, Merck's philosophy that they do it for humanity, not for the profits. That the profits come later. With that type of thinking, he's probably right. Um, Pharmaceutical is a big business, huge R&D, research and development budgets. Um, they can spend more than 50% in R&D. But that one drug or that one compound, whether it's human or animal, will be huge in profits for them. For a farmer, a simple compound can mean um, 50% production of livestock versus 150% of by livestock not dying because of illness. That's huge. That is huge for a farmer. Um, at the same time, that means that they're selling a good product that can go global. Okay, remember, um, they do medicines for the world, not just one country, not just the United States, not just Germany where they started off, but globally. Um, I'm sure by now, from what this case study to now, they have more labs and stuff. Um, the This really talks about river blindness that affects a lot of poor third world countries, whether South America, Asia, Africa, and it's true. One of the problems that the case study shows is about distribution. Now, I agree. Merck company, their job is to find a solution to the problem, right? And they did. They found a medicine or a compound that was able to um, kill the parasite or eradicate it. Let's be let's be honest. There's a lot of things that back in the early 40s, 50s, and 60s that was devastating to humanity, and now it's like uh, you know what is it, yellow fever. We have something for that now. It's not that much of a problem. River blindness, now it's not much of a problem. One of the biggest problems they had back then was people, um, governments or organizations would steal and resell it to make more money and not give it to the groups of people who need it in their time. Also, you know, in the line of work that I am in now in finance, I deal with looking at and auditing a lot of companies and pharmaceuticals and sales reps. The the amount of money that is spent in developing a drug. This is conservative in this case study. Now, what is spent is even more. Here it said it takes about 200 million and 7 to 10 years to develop before even going to testing phase or even FDA approval or government approval of any other country. Keep in mind that as this case study breaks out, the obstacles of one is creating, getting it approved. Two is the distribution. You have the World Organization. You have all these different organizations that who. The other one was what is it? DEC. They're all great. They're all limited. What would I say? you know, it's a good company. It did its job. Now, distribution is not the company's problem. If that was the company's problem, also, then they would be charging way more money for the drug or the compound. You know, plain and simple. Ethics. You know, the company's philosophy is sound. I think. You know, we create for humanity to prolong. We don't create for profits. That, you know, that follows later. That is you know, it's kind of weird because most companies now are like, no, profits. Forget about the other stuff. What's the bottom line? We got to turn a profit, buddy. Um, I'm trying to remember the name of the Wall Street guy who bought a pharmaceutical company and then ended up buying a cancer. It's in the, oh gosh, I'm not gonna Google it right now to research the media, but the case is there is that he bought a company. Hey, he's got the money, he can do it. He turned around and bought drug A from company Charlie Brown, and then he took that drug, which I think it's a cancer for cancer patients, um, and he saw that it was undervalued. It, and these are numbers I'm just throwing out as as examples. For example, the drug cost $10 to make. That includes, you know, the recapture rate for the R&D, marketing, the whole 9 yards. At $10 it costs to make. Okay? Including a profit margin already set in their formula. He decided, well, you know, it's undervalued. He didn't just bump it up 20%, 30%, 50%. He bumped it up almost 1,000%. That now the drug is so so expensive that insurance companies are not using it, or not. They're not using it. They're not authorizing it for payment because the price is so ridiculous. At the same time, people can't afford it because if you're in cancer and you need that drug and you can't get it on a monthly basis, then people are going to find a way to do it somehow, and the ones who can afford it will do it. Now, is that fair? No. Is it ethical? He bought it. He owns it. There's a demand for it. He can create the supply and demand. He can increase, instead of having it at $10 a unit, he's putting it at $1,000 a unit and making way more money. Now, there could be thinking of, unfortunately, the way his arrogance in speaking to the public and federal people, he's come across like a real jerk. And he's from Wall Street. He's already under investigation for insider trading on there. But that seems to be a trend in other companies going now, that this, oh, well, wait a minute now. If he can do it, we can do it. So in the United States, medicine has gone, pharmaceutical medicine has gone up. It's crazy. I travel a lot, Latin America, Asia, Europe, and it's mind-boggling how I can be overseas and buy, let's just say, a simple antibiotic that we get. We go to the Publix or your doctor's office, you get a prescription, and you have a $10 copay, and yet insurance company was charged $150 for 10-day supply on a simple antibiotic. Publix, if you're smart, Publix gives you most of their antibiotics for free. They don't even charge you a copay. But yeah, you go overseas, in Latin America. I was just in Europe, in Italy and Greece, and that same antibiotic was pretty much not even $10, I think it was. Okay, no, you're right. It was 10 euros for a simple antibiotic for 10-day supply. So that was one, okay, 10 euros at the rate of exchange. Okay, it cost me $14. Where my copay in the US is $10. So that's, there's a lot of driving factors, and I'm sure I just went off topic on this, but it's just, sorry. Merrick's, great company. Good night, Professor.